Hey everybody, welcome to Life Worth Living. My name is Michael,
I'm Nora.
and we have a not so fun video. to
Well,
tell.
I figured it was probably time to do a little bit of an update on my health along with the AIP diet since I talked about it and we've talked about it on video. And I know that there are several people that have been kind of following and wanting to know how it worked for me and if it helped because they also are dealing with health issues. And so we're just going to give an update.
Nora started this diet with the idea that it would be a 6 weeks long diet, and then she could start adding steps into her diet. The first one was chocolate, right?
One of the first.
Yeah, one of the first was chocolate, and we got to we were supposed to see like improvement by like week 2 or 3, right?
Not necessarily.
But anyway, we didn't see any improvement at week 6, and we are now at...
So I've been off gluten and dairy for 12 weeks, and I've been on the full AIP diet for 10 weeks as of today. And about 3 days into the diet, I saw some improvement. Like I've had some really good days, like 3 in a row, really good days, and I was thinking, wow, this was quick. And then since then, I haven't had any improvement. I've just been back where I was before I started the diet.
It's been rather discouraging. Honestly, I feel like it's been worse.
I don't know if it's been worse because I feel like I should be doing better since I'm working so hard. And when I started the diet, I knew it was going to be hard. I knew it was going to be a hard diet. And honestly, I've spent most of the last 10 weeks in the kitchen.
And I've been dealing with the kids
and it's just a lot of work to be on a restricted diet. And this is no grains, including rice and oats, and corn, and no dairy, no sugar, no nuts and seeds, no eggs, no nightshades, no tomatoes, no eggplant, no peppers, and that includes any seasonings with peppers, like even black pepper. And so it's just, you have to be really creative. And
I have to say this, though Nora has lost like 75% of her food repertoire, I guess, for what she can prepare. Nora has done a phenomenal job with like finding some yummy recipes.
it's been fun. That part has honestly been fun. I love cooking, and I feel like I've been experimenting, and I've learned so much. I've made flours, so I made plantain flour and cassava flour, and I've done crazy things with plantains and with coconut products, and I made cinnamon rolls that were the best. I think it's my pride and joy, and other things with like sweet potatoes and stuff. It's been fun to experiment. It really has. However, the whole purpose of the diet was not to experiment. It wasn't to have fun in the kitchen. It wasn't to, become a better cook. It was to feel better.
And no betterness has happened.
And I think this last week especially has been really discouraging, because I've worked so hard at this diet, and it's kind of like, what's the point of even being on this diet? Because I don't feel better at all. Nothing has changed.
And I feel like this last week was kind of just like one final push of like, let's just make sure that we're doing everything we can. And nothing.
Yeah. So I think, it's kind of like, okay, well, what next? Like, what do we do now?
Right.
What do we try? And I've been in contact with my doctor, and there's just not really anything we can do, because here, so like any kind of troubleshooting and blood work, the only blood work that they can do here is for malaria and dengue fever and CBC. Well,
right? I thought it was cancer.
Well, cancer is like one of the things you could kind of get a flag for on a CBC, but it's not a cancer test.
I'm not a medical person.
But anyway, just a CBC. And so I had that done, and it was normal. But there's not any, like, I can't can't have tests for any like depletion of nutrients or anything here. And there's no doctor to actually like work with me that could work with me through the diet and figuring out, maybe other things to try. And we can't leave the country, so I couldn't go anywhere to get further testing because there's no flights out anyway. And so it's just one of those things that's kind of like, okay, do I keep lugging away on this diet because I don't want to give up, at least I've been clear of all these foods for 10 weeks now. But at the same time, what's the point? Like, what's the point of missing donuts and cookies and cake?
She said today, like, at least I could have chocolate to help with stress and being down and like have that to help my mood. And so we're kind of at a point of, I guess we're back to the drawing board, I guess, and trying to understand and figure out and praying and seeking advice with some of our medical friends about something we could do next. And
because the thing that we know for sure, there's some things we know for sure. I'm here right now. There's nothing we can do about that. So, what can we do here, to try to, it's just, I think, when you get to the point of being so discouraged and you're not seeing any improvement, I don't even care anymore. Like, I feel like I'm at a point where I just don't even care. I feel like I'm not going to feel better. And I've tried. This was hard work. I can't believe I've been on it for 10 weeks.
I can't believe it either.
And there's just nothing, So when I, to kind of give you a little backstory, when I got diagnosed with Lyme disease, I was diagnosed by the first doctor that diagnosed me was with a functional medicine doctor. And I did a month of antibiotics and a bunch of supplements to go with it, like tons of different supplements. And I did a month, and then I was going to do another month. And before I even filled the prescription for another month of different antibiotics, because I wasn't seeing very much improvement or any improvement, I had TMI, but I had I had a big C. diff scare. I thought I had C. diff. I got tested for it, and I didn't, just because it was the worst diarrhea I've ever had in my life. And at that point, I decided I'm not going to take the risk with antibiotics. I know there's a lot of risks with that long term, and I just didn't want to go that route. So then I ended up seeing homeopathic doctor, or homeopathic whatever. And I think he was actually a physician and a homeopathic combined. And he put me on a protocol with a bunch of homeopathic things. And so I started that, and I was on it for about 2 weeks, I think, when someone put us in contact with another medical doctor with a very promising treatment. And so with a lot of testimonies of help.
And the great thing about this doctor is like he explained everything in layman's terms. Right. And so like his treatment actually made sense. Like, I could totally see how this would.
Well, and he's a regular medical doctor. Like he went to a regular medical school. And so anyway, we went ahead with that treatment. It's the UBI, ultraviolet blood irradiation. And then a couple weeks into that, I did like a Myers cocktail, they call it, but it's just a bunch of minerals and nutrients that they put intravenously into you. It's the amount of it you can't handle, your stomach can't handle, but you can inject it right into your veins. And just a couple weeks into that treatment process, and I went gluten and dairy free at that point.
And we started noticing some.
A couple weeks in, I started noticing improvement, and pretty soon I felt the best that I have.
The day we left, because Nora will watch the video of the day we left Missouri, and she remembers how she felt that day. And you say,
I remember I was just feeling the best I felt, and
that was the best she had felt in years
since I can remember. And I finished the protocol, I finished the treatment, and the doctor, said, I think you're good to go. I guess now I'm kind of wondering if what helped the most, whether it was the UBI or whether I'm starting to think maybe it was all the minerals and nutrients, and maybe I'm depleted on some of that stuff. And so I think that's the only route I know to go, is try to find some of that, like calcium and magnesium were the two main ones, and then vitamin B12. And I've been taking some vitamins, but maybe trying to get a higher dosage of some of those here. But anyway, I know this is kind of a just blah video.
It's more of an update, like random update, but
it's not really exciting to watch probably. But I did want to give an honest feedback, and who knows, maybe I've not been doing it right. I mean, maybe there's, maybe I've been being a bad AIP person.
I don't think you have been.
But I've been working really hard at sticking to it, and I haven't cheated at all. If I've had anything that was not supposed to be on it was by accident, not on purpose.
And we got you off of it right away.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to give this update for anyone that's interested in doing the AIP or saw, that I've been doing it and wondered if it was helping or anything. It may help you, but
For us,
it hasn't, at least yet. So, I mean, I don't plan on going off things drastically, although I think I'm going to kind of start adding some things back in. I think, especially specifically eggs, I think I'm going to try to get eggs added back in and some things like that. But
so, yeah, it's been a hard 10 weeks for you, for us, for everyone in this home. But we know, I mean, one thing's for certain, God has us here. And God's in control. God knows the next step. And we just have to wait patiently for him to show us the way. And as hard as that is, that's what we're going to do our best to follow.
thank you so much for praying for my health specifically, since that's what this video is about. And I really appreciate it. And please continue to pray. Obviously, God can heal me if he wants to, and he'll give us wisdom, to what to pursue next. So anyway, thanks so much for watching this video.
Have a good day. God bless.